I'm calling it quits, folks. Calling it quits for the night. Just for the night. I've been messing around with this for like 2 hours or so. There's a few sounds in EDM that I hear all the time that I really like that I have yet to figure out how to make, and I can't find good tutorials on how to make them either. And one of those is a Vengeance sound, or really it's a metric sound, but Vengeance got a nice isolated version of it here. Metric does this kind of like chugging, palm muted, distorted guitar sound in a lot of his songs. And I've got guitars and stuff. I just don't have the recording wherewithal or equipment to record electric guitar well, and so I'm not interested in trying to make my own sample in this situation. I looked around on Splice, didn't find anything that seemed to like fit well with what I was looking for to be able to like manipulate it. And when I listened to what Vengeance got going on here with this bass, I'm pretty confident that's synthesis and not an actual sound. I do think an actual guitar would sound better, and I would like to have that eventually, but I would settle for being able to make that sound right now. And it doesn't sound that complicated, and yet when I try to do it, I've tried it a few different times over the course of this channel. Over the last few months, I've tried to make this sound a number of times, and then I'll go and I'll learn more new things, and I'll come back and try again. And this is my most recent attempt. I'll kind of play through the build into it. It starts kind of at the new drop here, just to get a little bit of music here. This is what we worked on today.
Hold popping. Target's coming shallow.
What's that mean?
It means he's a very cool customer in Russia. He knows we're here, we're ready to shoot. He's not going to provoke us. He's heading to periscope depth to see what's on the surface. What's his course now?
Course is 270, Captain. Due west.
Bring us alongside him.
Aye, aye, Captain.
He wants to go up and take a peek. We'll play along.
It's not particularly close. It's a little obnoxious, a little bit in your face. It's objectively kind of a cool sound, but it's not exactly what I'm trying to do there, you know? This cooldown bass we made for this cooldown section here that sounds like this and slowly grows over time, I was like, what? That's kind of close to what I'm trying to get, like, just for overall shape, so let's start with that. So I made a new version of that one and came into this patch and was making this sound. I put a second oscillator on with just a basic saw wave. I increased some voices on that. Also froze this swelling LFO shape and just put it at a spot that sounded good right here. And then on the effects, I tried this thing that someone in the comments had mentioned previously of automating the time knob on the reverb. I put it to this little like step filter here. And while it's not lining up there well, when you play with notes that are quantized in time, each one starts in a new spot here. The idea is just kind of give each one a little bit of different space. Didn't quite work out the way I was hoping it would, and that didn't give me that, like, oh yeah, that's the sound I'm looking for. But generally, I'm pretty sure I walked through this bass in the episode where we went to the cooldown section, so I'm not going to walk through how I built this particularly. The only thing I will point out is this LFO here that's sweeping up and down of... And it's just connected to the multi-band's mix knob here. Because in Vengeance sound, I feel like his is doing this sort of like sort of thing. I don't know. It's his is definitely more subtle on that particular element, but I don't know. I was just trying to mimic what I was hearing there. He does offer that song as a free download, and I did download it, so maybe tomorrow I'll pull it in here and see if I can isolate that sound and see if I can learn anything from looking at it, but I don't think I'm going to learn how he made it from looking at it, so I don't know. When this kind of like just basic synthesis didn't work, I did try some sample stuff from Splice. The samples I found were not easy to work with, and I deleted them pretty quickly. I then tried Googling like palm mute distorted guitar serum patch, like, and I don't think I even searched for Vital, but just I didn't find anything of anyone building the sound, but I did find people giving away exciters. I started looking for noise samples, because by default in Vital, you have just white noise, and I wanted to have more options for the noise oscillator there. And I found people giving away exciters, and that's why I downloaded some of those. And exciters are fascinating because they are very different than noise. They go in the same spot and kind of function, I don't know, similar. An exciter, like, it's kind of like a sample of a guitar, this guitar harmonic, or just the muted part, a nylon string guitar. But this is it operates different. It's supposed to just kind of be a shape, but weirdly, they're not pitched, and I don't know if that has something to do with it being on the oscillator here. Like maybe if I were to pull it in up here. Actually, you know what? I think it's not even that hard to do that right now. Let's just see here real fast. There you go. That same guitar nylon. Yeah, it's just not even close to the same thing. I guess actually you can kind of hear it if you slow it way down. You can almost start to just hear the bass, like the shape of that wave and how it's turned that into a wave. So obviously I don't know if I know how to use the exciters, but I messed around with this and trying to figure out how do I make this sound useful. Because they're giving me some like guitar stuff in here. I feel like I could probably just put some distortion on it, and kind of, if I could get it to pitch to the right spots, it could maybe start to turn into the sound I like. And that led me to making this sound, which is objectively a cool sound, but is not anything that I am looking for. What I did here was I took this one here, which again you can't pitch, and I just, with this soloed, resynthesized it to one of the oscillators. So, which maybe if I just pull it in now, it will do the same thing the other one was doing. But then I automated it to move through this wavetable, and it kind of gave us a similar vibe to this over here, but with pitch, and then slap some effects on it. There's some cool stuff we're doing with the randomization here. We're having it step around, but it's stepping around with that same kind of thing here of the automating the time knob, and then also the offset of a frozen phaser, and having it so every time you press the note, the phasers, they're not moving, but they are starting in a different place, and it creates kind of a nice step filter vibe. While that sound is fun, it wasn't useful. In a vacuum like that, I don't hate it. It's cool, but it's just not what I'm hearing in my head. It really doesn't count. So today felt like a bunch of learn 1,000 ways to not make a light bulb. And we'll keep on trying again tomorrow. This has been progress on learning how to make music. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.